No. All right, everybody, welcome to some combat-tested gaming Rocket League action tonight. We do have Tasty Tandem facing off against Aviation Nation. Both of these teams are completely undefeated in the previous 2 weeks of competition, and now they are trying to settle the deal and find out who the best in the league is in this third week. And right now, we've got Beef Angus scoring for the Tasty Tandem. But I'm not alone. Ari, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, and I thought that was beef Angus, and I was like, is the Fangus a new thing that I just don't know about? But that makes a little bit more sense, as we also got Chief Num Nums over here with Janky Jiggles and Stewie out in today's games, and we've got ourselves definitely set up a banger, just like that shot on net right there. We got a 1-1 tie in the first game. We've got a competition.
We do. Both of these teams definitely the strongest teams in the league, but I also want to take a moment and just introduce a little bit of what's going on. So, Combat Tested Gaming, obviously it is a veterans community of gamers, open to any veteran from any armed service. Today we do have representatives from the Air Force, Navy, and Army competing in this match tonight. And it's also hosted by the KC crew out of Kansas City, who's working alongside the VA. So if you are a veteran or you know a veteran and you think that they like video games, which everyone does, then they are more than welcome to join the Discord in the link on this stream.
Yeah, and it's a great place to be. It's a really nice environment for everyone here. I myself am not a veteran. It's the only person I know, sacrilege, right? But that shot barely off target as well. And you know, it's a really nice place to meet veterans, and I'm learning a lot about the military here. So I would maybe even say that you think people could maybe meet a few veterans here too, if you think that's in the cards.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just a great place to come together. There are a lot of other games too. Right now, KC Crew and the VA are hosting these Rocket League matches and Call of Duty Warzone matches, both competitive and casual. But there's also a lot of other games that get played if maybe these two games aren't your cup of tea, but it's also just a location to gather resources as well. So just wanted to let everyone know that that is what's going on here. This is the third week of a weekly tournament series, and we are coming off of a couple week break, actually. And I do apologize. Just like we had a break in time, my voice seems to be breaking a little bit with recovering on a sickness here. But we have another goal coming in for Beef Angus, bringing the score 2-1 in favor of the Tasty Tandems.
Is that why their name is the Tasty Tandems? You got Beef Angus and Chief Num Nums. I'm assuming that's.
That's actually a great point. When I hear names like Tasty Tandems and things along those lines, I usually don't ask. I'm just like, okay, we're just gonna let it sit. We're gonna let it be the way it is.
Let the gameplay decide what their fate entails and what their namesake really means. Maybe they'll pull up a nice little saucy play for us here and add some spice to this one.
Ooh, I'm loving what you're putting down right now. I'm loving it. Keep it coming. Food puns are the name of the game tonight.
Oh, you want some food puns? Oh, okay, you're in for a treat. All right, let me just get warmed up.
All right, slow down. We got 5 games tonight, just like every CTG Rocket League match. It's not a best of 3 or anything. It's 5 full matches. So we got some time. Also in chat, please let us know. The last time that we did a Rocket League stream, we were plagued with technical difficulties. So please let us know if you can't hear the game, if you can't hear us. We don't have a delay on or anything. So this time we should be able to make any adjustments so that the viewing experience is as good as possible.
Oh boy, we got a shot opportunity, and there it goes. Beef Angus slots it in the bottom left-hand corner, and that's not where Mama hides the cookies, but it's still where something valuable is hidden. It's the goal, taking the 3-1 lead with just under 2 minutes remaining, and looks like we've got a strong start out here, but I mean, this is only game 1 of 5, like you said. Very much a lot of time to come back in this series and even in this game.
Yeah. Definitely, the show's definitely not over, but it is just getting started. Beef Angus is showing to be quite a competitor. Right now we got Janky Jiggles taking it up top, setting it up for Stewie, who does follow through with a second goal for Aviation Nation.
I'm assuming they're also, the Air Force, like you mentioned earlier. Is that?
That is correct. So
Hey!
the two participants on the Aviation Nation team are both Air Force veterans. Janky Jiggles was a heavy equipment operator, and then Stewie was an air controller who has since retired. So Air Force Zoomies, Aviation Nation, they are trying to come back against these Tasty Tandem team.
They're gonna be left thirsting for the win here with a minute remaining, and you can see that their gameplay, it's not slowed down. Sure, they're playing a little bit to their opponents, but they are by no means just letting them do whatever they want. They're going for their own sets of plays, and there's that clear all the way downfield, but Janky Jiggle centers it out. Let's see if there's anyone there. No, Stewie can't put it in the net, so just gonna give a little bit of a back pass, but 45 seconds now. That redirect shot not quite in, but trying to center this one right back in. Here comes Stewie. Stewie lands the shot, and Janky Jiggles will bounce another one in.
There we go. We've got ourselves a game tied up 3v3. And you can see here, Stewie taking it right over the top after a great redirect from Janky Jiggles. I'm curious, Tasty Tandem has a very strong offense, what I've seen so far, but on defense, I feel like they're bunched a little bit together. So that might be the key to victory here for these airmen. But no, Beef Angus knocking it off to the side.
Yeah, this one, it's certainly a close game, and I definitely love the series that we're going to be seeing out today. I mean, to believe this is only game one is just astonishing. Hey, you get 4 more of these games, these close games right after, and it's not so close anymore because Chief Num Nums is taking this one all the way down, and he's going to put them in the lead.
Chef Num Nums, just watching this control, just walks it into the net. He knew he had it and just brought it in. I love that goal explosion as well.
Speaking of goal explosions, did you see I think it was the one from Stewie. Stewie had the bubblegum one, which is ironic considering the Tasty Tandems are against them.
Yeah, gotta leave the food stuff to the Tasties. Oh my goodness. I thought that was going to be an extended lead there for the Tasty Tandems, but Chef Num Nums is going to be able to knock that off to the side, and that is going to give the Tasty Tandems their first taste of victory in this 5-game series. That's also the first loss that Aviation Nation has suffered this entirety of this season so far.
Well, look at that. Stewie is actually playing at 120 ping, or is that okay? That's just a little Rocket League moment for you. But these teams, they seem really, really evenly matched. Definitely would love to see how this one turns out, and we shouldn't see anything slowing down because that tie was just remaining until the last 11 seconds. So this is anybody's game, and I can't wait to see what kind of wildcards are thrown in.
It really is anybody's game. You can't judge it off of one. That was a 1-goal game. We've seen, I think, already a mix-up of some vehicles and stuff, so they're getting the style out. And here we go with the ball heading straight towards Aviation Nation's side of the field, but Janky Jiggles going on the attack early. Oh, just off the side.
That's really unfortunate there. That was just, it looked like it was going in, and then the right angle wasn't quite found. The car just not in the right design. I guess, you need that little bit of a pyramid shape on the top of the car. But, there's another shot. That one will be saved by Chef Num Nums. And a demo comes out as well to kind of replace him, though. So getting angry at that save, said, hey, I don't want you in my game, so I'm going to take you out of it. And, that is a thing you can do in car soccer because it's not real soccer.
Absolutely. Both teams playing a lot more physical this match. You can see them being a lot more aggressive than they were last game. I also wanted to point out Chef Num Num's last save. He was just hauling backwards to get in position just in time for that save. So we've seen 2 very close shots coming in for Aviation Nation that just were not capitalized on. And a save coming from Janky Jiggles keeps them in it.
And both players just narrowly missing the ball there for that follow-up. Will get pinched all the way downwards. And there's a little bit of a clear out. Aviation Nation having this one in their zone. They want to do something with it. Oh, gets it past one, gets it past the other, but is anyone there to take a shot? It's Janky Jiggles. Can he get it? Yes, he can. Pops it right over the defender.
Beautiful pass. You watch him juking it past the defenders to go up and just knock it midfield right for Janky Jiggles to send right down the middle. Loved it. That was great coordination.
I also love that title, by the way, for Janky Jiggles. It's the 90s kid. Love that. Just as a child compared to everyone here, I appreciate the 90s, and we get to see it once more as Janky Jiggles. He knows how much I'm fond of it. Wanted to show me it again.
Wow, that was a very quick conversion too. He went straight from you. We were still talking about the previous goal, and he ends up racking up a second. And we can see now how we can't judge based off of the first game, right? That 4-3 score for the Tasty Tandems. Right now, it looks like Aviation Nation is coming out hoping, with a very strong likelihood to take this next match.
And I think it is off the back of that physical play. They're doing a great job of getting those demos, kind of cutting out those rotations that are coming in. But Stewie, yeah, you can see him trying to go for that in there, but instead just going to have to rotate all the way back. But Janky Jiggles in for a tough one here. Flick doesn't find the net just quite time, and Stewie will come zooming on in to get that one and get it in the way. But, Janky Jiggles trying to make something happen, but it's Chef Num-Nums with the ball now, and here comes another flick. That one's knocked away by Stewie, and some demos are being traded. All the explosions are there, and Stewie puts a shot on net, and it goes in.
Absolutely beautiful, and I'm sure extremely frustrating for the Tasty Tandems. Chef Num-Nums had two beautiful flicks on the Aviation Nation's goal, and they just... Though they didn't get in, they were beautiful shots, just very well defended. And we're watching Aviation Nation put that discipline to the test with a 3-0 lead.
I would say the scoreline is soaring above our expectations from last game.
Oh,
with
gosh.
Aviation Nation being in control of this one. But I must have caster cursed them there because there's at least one for Chef Num-Nums, and they're going to bring themselves on the board here. So... not everything is lost, so you're just down 2 goals.
No, definitely plenty of time left in this match as well. Only just past the halfway point, sitting at 2 minutes and 18 seconds. Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
Did that just happen? The fancy flicks don't go in, but Chef Num-Nums can walk the ball in, and he can tap it straight off kickoff. Beautiful shot. Great opportunity for the Tasty Tandems. They are in this match.
Yeah, I unfortunately can't say that phrase right now. Otherwise, my co-caster on my lamp will not be too... We'll get a little excited. We got the DOG here.
Oh, gotcha.
But...
I was wondering, and I wanted to make it very clear that me, the co-caster, was not on your lap. So
yes,
no. You have a dog.
Yeah, I have a dog here.
Got it.
That is what's happening. The DOG. And, I mean, Stewie...
Here he comes.
Stewie's got that dog in him, at least off of the shots that we're seeing. And Janky Jiggles also seems to have that teamwork as well. They have it seemed lining up pretty solidly.
Yeah, but right now I'm sure that Aviation Nation, once probably feeling a little bit more comfortable with a 3-0 lead, having watched that come down to only a 1-goal lead over the course of like 20 seconds, probably feeling a little bit more pressure to keep this ball sent downfield into Tasty Tandem's side of the field. But right now, Tasty Tandems, they're trying to get these shots off.
Oh boy. Yeah, you can see this pressure kind of turned up a little bit. And is it going to break through? Not quite yet. The demo is there. The goal is not. So now Chef Num-Nums has to throw another one towards it, but it's knocked away by Stewie. Beef Angus trying to get that one in, but denied once again. Janky Jiggles now trying to run this one upfield, but actually gets taken and knocked away by Stewie. So Stewie will do a good job of burning that time down because time is not going to keep going up. It is ticking down, and there is only so much time that you need to get that equalizer in, and 40 seconds is not a lot of time to do it.
No, it's not. But Tasty Tandems, they are doing everything they can. But Stewie and Janky Jiggles are just sealing this goal up. They are holding the angles. They are getting in the way. They're redirecting everything that comes their direction. This might be their match, and we're going to find out here in just about 18 seconds. And they may even get another goal on. just to secure the deal.
And 10 seconds now. You got to keep this one up if you want it to go in the net. But Stewie might just take this one home with an air dribble. The fourth goal with 4 seconds left. Stewie is going to leave his mark on this game.
Great job by Stewie. That's got to lift a huge weight off of Aviation Nation's shoulders as they know that they have this lead secured.
Yeah, I mean, 4 goals in 2 seconds, it's technically doable, but in this case, not so much. Aviation Nation will tie the series up at 1. This may not be a B05, but it certainly helps to get every single game that you can, and it all starts with 1.
Absolutely. Tied up 1-1. Total of 5 games to be played today.
There we go. And getting into this next game shortly. I mean, it's just 5 games that seem to be really, really high paced. You got some tension on the line. You said these seem to be one of the top teams in these leagues here. And if anyone in chat's watching, who knows? Maybe they could be that top team next year.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, I know registration for this season is over. I mean, we're obviously in the third week of competition. But I also want to go back to the point that we were talking about with these two teams and their scores. On the leaderboard, each of these two teams, interrupted by an amazing shot by Chef Num Nums. Set up by Beef Angus. Just right down the middle. Stewie tried to make an attempt, but nope, here comes that happy rain cloud.
Is it a happy rain cloud? I thought it was. Oh, it might. Okay.
Kind of looked like a happy rain cloud.
I don't know if it was happy or sad.
Oh, rain clouds are always happy.
He can show us again when he scores again, because we'll know it. We know it's gonna happen again.
Yeah, we'll see. But to finish the thought from earlier, the scores, right? So both of these teams were completely undefeated, sitting at 10-10, because every win, in these 5-match series counts as a point. I thought it was going to be interrupted again by another goal. So but anyway, so the next best team has 9 points, right? And I think the next best team after them has like 8. So with these two teams battering into each other, getting 50-50 records as we see as the night goes on, it's going to give that opportunity for that team number 3, team number 4 to actually catch up. So it'll be interesting to see what the leaderboard looks like after tonight's 5 matches.
Right, because it's not like both of these teams can win all 5 games. Those have to be split somehow, some way. And right now it's 1-1 overall. But right now, I mean, you see a lot of stuff, good stuff coming out from this blue team over here, and they don't seem to be stopping any sort of pressure. They seem to be applying that. And now, granted, we have seen some nice chances from Aviation Nation.
Ooh, Chef Num Num's trying to get a really tough angle there, but it is picked up by Janky Jiggles. Getting plenty of good touches along the back corner, and Stewie is there for the next follow-up attack. It does look like Aviation Nation's going to be able to take this downfield, though. Let's see.
Denied!
No, here it comes. Oh, and it's gotten past Beef Angus. Stewie's fighting for it in the corner, but it has been kind of cleared. So now both teams just trying to fight again for possession.
Yeah, Janky Jiggles now trying to take this one towards the net. It's actually going to pinch it up as opposed to inward, so Stewie is going to be forced to make another touch, but no boost in the tank for Janky Jiggles. Going to have to back all the way off to his own corner, try and clear this one out, but it's actually going to be a few bodies in the way. Could we see a double tap? Well, not from the same player, but it is the team play. We got Beef Angus on the board for the Tasty Tandem, and it's a 2-0 lead, something that we haven't seen since game number 1.
Yeah, absolutely. And what I really like to see from that, too, was Janky Jiggles was taking that ball vertically into the air, and Chef Num Nums had the perception on knowing where the ball was going to be, where Janky Jiggles was going to be, knocked it off the backboard to his teammate, who was able to shoot it right in. Like, the minute details on positioning in Rocket League sometimes get really complex, and I think that specific shot really shows how impressive these players are.
And Chief Num Nums tries to push this one down, but gets that ball stolen away from him. Here's Janky Jiggles. The shot not on target. Stewie's follow-up is there. It is, but not in the net. So a little bit of a good streak there for the Tasty Tandem as they will keep their 2-goal lead and try and make it 3. No, Stewie will knock that one away, and time is a ticking. Under 2 minutes remaining. Stewie passing it out over center. Janky Jiggles dropping it down. Stewie with a bicycle kick, but that one gets saved by Beef Angus. Wow, what a save.
That was an incredible save off of an incredible shot. Like that, I was so excited for Aviation Nation when I saw that bicycle kick with the car, but then, nope, save came across. And Aviation Nation, their back is still against the wall as they're trying to clear this 2-0 lead that the Tasty Tandems have over them. So seeing Janky Jiggles get a little aggressive, the ball is past the defenders right now. There's an open net, but no, Beef Angus continuing to be a pain for Aviation Nation on the defense and is going to be sending it downfield.
Almost had an open net there for himself, but that one will maybe not get enough power on it, will not find its way in, so it's just going to float around midfield right about now. But Janky Jiggles tries to get a shot, just the angle a little bit off, and Beef Angus will walk this one all the way down. You got yourself a 3-0 lead for the Tasty Tandem.
3-0. You know, if I were to, I think we were just at this point right now. There was 2 minutes on the clock during the last match, but we were at 3-0 with Aviation Nation leading, and we got to watch Tasty Tandem close that gap in a span of about 30 seconds. Now we've got about 30 seconds left. I'm curious to see if Aviation Nation can do the same thing.
True. Yeah, it is 30 seconds. So, you know, I think the limit is 10 seconds a goal. That's, I think, the biggest thing we've seen in terms of comebacks. I believe one team in RLCS came back 5 goals in under a minute. So I mean, technically anyone can do anything here. It's anyone's game, but with time running low, it looks like the Tasty Tandem will take this one and bring ourselves to game 4 with them leading 2-1.
Absolutely. This was kind of the halfway match, right? And right now we're seeing it go back and forth. Tasty Tandem, Aviation Nation, now Tasty Tandem again. As soon as they let it hit the ground, we're going to watch them play this game for a little bit. You know, keepsy upsy or whatever they play with a balloon. That's what I always think of at the end of a match when people are doing that. But anyway, yeah, so that's going to put Tasty Tandem at a 2-1 lead in this series over Aviation Nation.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, it's something that you kind of got to get through, and it's a little bit of a speed bump for Aviation Nation. You lose 3-0. Yeah, it's tough. But you won game 2. You're going to come back. You know you have it in you to score those goals. You just got to think about, okay, what's the hole in their defenses? Why didn't we score anything this game? And let's find out a way to make this one happen. Let's get some shots on net. Let's get some balls in the net.
And you know, like, even what we were talking about before too, with some of these saves and some of these shots, like the shots were there. The shots were good. Just there was some really lucky saves. You know, I think that score, that 3-0 shutout, didn't really reflect how that game felt in the match for these players. So, yeah. Looking forward to see how this game 4 goes.
Completely agree. And yeah, it's 3-0, which can look like a lot of things, but it was a very close 3-0, if you can kind of call it that. But it's all down to this game. Now it's in the past, and you can't change anything about that past, as we all know. So it's just going to be about the future. What can you do to get yourself on and in the lead? And Janky Jiggles will pass this one out right now, but no luck in finding Stewie with the team coordination. And Stewie went for the boost instead of the ball. Could have been very costly, but Janky Jiggles does manage to get that touch in, and that ball will float. And was that Janky Jiggles scoring, or was that an own goal?
That was Janky Jiggles scoring.
No, it was an own goal.
Oh, you're right. That came off of Chef Num Nums, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was a great boot from Janky Jiggles all the way downfield, and he was following up as well. So even if Chef Num Nums wasn't there, which I'm sure it feels bad to do kind of an own goal, Janky Jiggles was there and likely to tap that in anyway.
Yeah, and you can kind of see that back and forth like we talked about. It's that 3-0 game that we saw. Now it's a 1-0 game in the other way. So could we see a 3-0 mirror coming in this game number 4? I mean, we're just going to have to wait and see. But Remember the last time Aviation Nation had a lead? It was at 3-0 lead, and then they actually let it slip to 3-2.
Still one though, and right now we are at, if this pattern continues, this is kind of my loose prediction, right? We had Tasty Tandems, then we had Aviation Nation, then we had Tasty Tandems, and now what I'm going to put my money on is Aviation Nation as Stewie just scores another goal, and then for Game 5, it will just never end. They're going to be in overtime, and they're just going to be tied because they can't take any more turns. That's just going to be the way it goes. We're going to have to call it at a 2-2 series. That's my off-the-wall prediction.
Well, that wouldn't be any fun if we just had a 2-2 series ending. I think we got to have that Game 5 and
okay, well then
cause some
what's the
shenanigans.
final record that you're predicting? Because it looks like they're taking turns right now. Like right now we see Aviation Nation just coming out of the woodwork. Janky Jiggles, beautiful pass to Stewie, right down the open net, 3-0 lead.
I think whoever's going to score that first goal in game number 5 is going to be the winner.
Okay, I like that. Okay.
Whoever can contain the momentum from the previous game, if it's Aviation Nation, or if they can decide to bounce back for Tasty Tandem. But clearly in this game, they're not doing so hot right now as they are now down 4 goals. But like we said, anything can happen. There's certainly a way for them to come back in this one, but they always have another one as well next game.
Absolutely, and that was a beautiful shot too, because that was off of the back of an amazing save. So it was like a one-shot, amazing backflip of a save for the Tasty Tandems, and then follow-up. And we see in the chat right now, Sleepy Crystal made a comment about the teamwork being insane, and I couldn't agree more, as both of these teams are demonstrating duo behaviors that are definitely, I don't know if it's true or not, whether these players have played together much outside of this league, but they definitely look like it. They look like they're well practiced, playing with their duo and performing at a very high level.
And yeah, this was definitely a higher level that we've seen, especially out from CTG and the VFW. Everyone here, this is one of the top quality games that you're going to see for these Rocket League matchups. But of course, we don't just have Rocket League, we have Warzone as well. But Beef Angus says, let's stick to Rocket League, and I'm going to make sure that ball does not go in my net.
I love the Warzone plug. You're just like, I want to talk about Warzone right now.
I don't know. It was in the cranium,
Absolutely. Yeah, we're going to have that next week. It's going to be a good time. We're going to have a watch party. I'll double check on the dates. I don't want to say anything wrong right now. But yeah, for right now, we are just watching Aviation Nation rack up the scores. Another goal by Stewie, but also demonstrating more of that teamwork. Janky Jiggles popping it up the wall, disrupting the defender in their path, and then just opening it up so Stewie can just tap it in.
I thought of a fun idea for the tournaments towards the end of the year. Now, I'm allowed to indulge a little bit because it is 5-0 in this one. It looks like it's going to be tough to come back in, but so hear me out. We have the Rocket League players play against each other in a game of Warzone. Okay. And we have the Warzone players play against each other in a game of Rocket League.
Yeah, it could be a little fun little side activity for sure. Now,
I think that'd be some entertainment.
That's not what's happening right now. That is not in the works or in the plans. We are not planning that. I just want a small disclaimer.
Still be fun.
Oh, for sure.
Who knows? It might come to be.
See, I was thinking something like just everyone plays dodgeball, but I kind of like that idea as well. Oh, and that was a nice shot. Oh, beautiful save.
Yeah, I mean, that's the quality. And I would say that the 3-0 that we saw previously, it was a little bit closer than this one is now. It feels like Aviation Nation's a tad more dominant, and that one definitely would have sealed the deal, at least in terms of that dominant fashion that we've seen in this game. But hey, Beef Angus gets to walk another one in.
This is the way. Beef Angus just bringing it straight downfield, not allowing a shutout against the Tasty Tandems. And this is where they're going to get their momentum back. This is where they're going to close this lead that the Aviation Nation has over them. But they've got 30 seconds. Have we seen... I'm trying to remember the game so far. Has anyone come back from a losing score?
Not come back.
So everyone...
leads closed, but none overtaken.
Gotcha. Okay, so it kind of has been what you're predicting for the 5th round is whoever scores first generally takes the match between these two teams.
You think they can do it? 3 goals in,
You know,
in 11 seconds?
I would love to see it. It would be extremely entertaining. But Beef Angus definitely wants to see it, getting 2 goals in just the past 20. But I think this is going to be a tough lead to overcome. But let's see what they've got. Last time, who was it? Chef Nom Nom's got the kickoff goal.
Yes, this is true.
And here he is, just popping it right up. Oh, Stewie says not today.
Not today. You're gonna have to wait till game 5.
All right.
And that means that everyone else in chat has to stick around and stay and watch game 5 too, because you can't just leave when it's 2-2.
No. I mean, all 5 games were going to get played anyway, but this is going to be the decider on who takes the evening, right? And who gets the most points that is going to separate them on the leaderboard, right? With all things being equal, if no other team were playing, now they are, right? So like if we just remove that math, this is playing for first place, right? This is knocking out whoever loses this match will be 1 point behind and at least second place behind the first place team.
Right. It's maybe not about the standings and the scoring, but more about the bragging rights. Right now, we got the top 2 best teams in VFW right now and CTG right now. And you're telling me that one of these is going to go home as a loser tonight and one's going to take the victory. That's a matchup I want to see. And right now, Beef Angus wants to be that winner, but no, that one's going to get denied by Janky Jiggles. And like I predicted, that first goal could be the whole deciding goal for this entire series, but it's just a question mark on who will find theirs first.
I know, and I think you were really onto something, and it looks like Janky Jiggles is the first to score. So, based on your prediction, and based on how these matches have gone, we may be seeing an Aviation Nation victory, but we're only 30 seconds in, so we'll have to see how it goes.
Calling it right now, though, if there's a kickoff goal by Beef Angus, they're winning. It doesn't need to be right now. It just needs to be at some point. And right now, it's a kickoff goal by Janky Jiggles.
Yep, Janky Jiggles with the second goal in this last match, this deciding match on who is going to be the top team in week 3.
Put the ball in the net, really. That's all. That's all it really needs to be at the end of the day. Car soccer for you, but it's 4.5 minutes still to go. Very, very much a lot of time, and now you got to look for that first one. Stewie just barely making the save there, and here comes Chef Num Nums. Chef Num Nums will not find the back of the net, so Janky Jiggles going to launch this one all the way down, but is cleared away for the moment. Now these 2 players rotating back, and Beef Angus will try and get a fancy play going, but he actually gets a missed touch, and Stewie will get a free goal off of that one.
Wow. The momentum, it really counts for something with these 2
Stewie
teams.
Has just been popping off in these games and has been doing a great job working as a team with Aviation Nation. They're doing a lot of work well, and just this 3-0 lead is something that you have to love to see if you're Aviation Nation fan. But, make sure to let us know down in chat who you're rooting for, but it's looking a little bit grim if you're on the Tasty Tandem side.
Yeah, we definitely got some viewers that are rooting for both teams.
Vegas now.
We've got hashtag
forward,
Team Tasties in there.
Will not happen. Does get the demo though. Here's a shot opportunity, baby, and that one finds the back of the net. Chef Num Nums will score this one, and I think we're leaving James speechless here with what everything that's going on right here.
No, I think what happened, I did something. I messed up.
No.
Ari. Yeah, so you're listening to me in one mic, and the stream is on another mic, and I accidentally muted the mic talking to you. So, so I've been talking. You just haven't been hearing me.
Oh,
but I fixed it. The technology was going too well. Only a little bit, and that's what gave me the hint. I was like, that's not Ari. What's going on here?
I was like, it's a little too quiet.
Janky Jiggles, though, taking it all the way downtown, giving a 4-1 lead to the Aviation Nation. Now, we still are in a point in the game where there's enough time for Tasty Tandems to bring this back.
Right, and this is certainly doable. 1 goal a minute, you could definitely do that, but if this pressure keeps getting applied by this Aviation Nation side, I don't see any way that there can be a little bit of a breakthrough by the Tasty Tandem, but that's all in the cards. I'm not that fortune teller that we all, have heard about. So it's just going to be left up to the gameplay, and Stewie is going to be that one to center it out, but nope, it gets denied. So Janky Jiggles will send that one back in, and Stewie with a demo, making it so nobody can see, and that one will find the
Oh my
back of the
gosh.
net. What an angle by Janky Jiggles.
What was that? That was a curveball off of the roof, just smashing into the grass and right up into that net. Beautiful shot.
That would be what we call something I cannot do in Rocket League.
Yeah, I think that's
And-
officially the name of that move.
Yeah. And Janky Jiggles hits a thing I cannot do in Rocket League.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, boy.
No, this is awesome. And for everyone rooting for these teams and trying to decide where your loyalties lie, right? Don't forget Aviation Nation. That's 2 Air Force vets representing that team. And then for Tasty Tandem, that is actually an ex-soldier and an ex-sailor, right? So we got Navy and Army being represented by the Tasty Tandem. So if you were on the fence and you don't want the scoreboard to be kind of, hop on the bandwagon, you can side with your fellow Army vets or Navy vets or Air Force vets, depending on what you are. Here's Stewie taken to the air.
Does get denied though, and you have to imagine that. Whoa, there's maybe a shot that's gonna land, but no, it will not happen. And like I was saying, it kind of came in at the wrong time if you're just here in Game 5 with only 2 minutes left. But there's always next week. There's always multiple other games that you can follow.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're going to be doing this every week. We've done 2 streams so far, 1 Warzone, 1 Rocket League, and then we went on break for a little bit. So we will be back next week, and I can probably find that schedule real quick too. At the end of this, we'll talk a little bit about what's upcoming, so everyone's aware. And if you haven't followed or subscribed on the Twitch, please do so you'll be notified when these go active and live, and you can support your fellow veterans. And there we go. Janky Jiggles, another goal.
Oh no, you see what I'm seeing?
Milkman, we're sitting at 2-2 in the 5 games. This is the last game with Aviation Nation leading 6-1.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing here?
A Brazil.
Yeah, we're seeing if one more goal gets out on that side of Aviation Nation, we could be heading those passports and heading over to Brazil with maybe a nice vacation. I don't know how the weather's like there at this time, the end of February, but hey, that's something for them to tell us that we can figure out, as they need to score that goal first. But 40 seconds left. That time is dwindling, and it just looks so grim for the Tasty Tandem.
I'm not going to lie, it does look grim, but you know what? We're watching a team not give up right now. They are not quitting. They are pushing until the very end. And what I'm hoping to see is more goals from Tasty Tandem.
They got to at least answer back.
I don't want a 6-1 to be the end score of how tight this series has been.
Oh, here's your chance.
Oh my goodness.
Oh. Janky Jiggles does not want to let you grant your wish.
He's got the
you're not
jankiest of
that.
jiggles. Yeah, he's just blocking everything.
One for the road, maybe? Any buzzer beaters
And
here?
there it
No
is.
can do.
There it is. Phenomenal game between Aviation Nation and the Tasty Tandems. Couldn't have asked for a better matchup this week. Those were your 2 top teams from the CTG standings, and that's going to be it for that game with Aviation Nation 3 to Tasty Tandems 2. So great job there. What I'm going to try to do here is I'm going to try to go ahead and exit to main menu. I'll try to kill this sound real quick and talk a little bit about the schedule coming up, and then also, there we go. Yeah, mute on unfocused. All right.
Oh,
I still hear Rocket League. Okay, cool. So that should be us. You should see me and Ari now. It doesn't look like the volume is synced, but hopefully that's not too much of an issue. What I wanted to go over was just the standings real quick, right? So we did have Tasty Tandem, in first place along with Aviation Nation. They are going to be right now. We have to wait for the rest of the games to come in. So that makes sense. But I also wanted to just briefly bring up the schedule coming up for these streams. So if you want to tune in and you want to see when additional games are coming on, we should be looking at March 5th, right, for Warzone. So mark your calendars for next Tuesday. Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. CST, we'll be doing the 90-minute Warzone kill race. We do it in a watch party format, so if you're a participant and you do play Warzone in the Combat Tested Gaming League, then let us know, right? We're in the Discord. Shoot me a message, shoot Ari a message, and we'll make sure that you get into that watch party and we can promote your stream and watch you compete in that kill race. But other than that, I just wanted to spread another thanks for the KC crew for partnering with the VFW, getting this Combat Tested Gaming out and going. And if you've enjoyed this, please like it, subscribe, join the Discord if you're a veteran. It is for veterans. We're still waiting for a Space Force veteran to join that. So if you're part of the Space Force or were, go ahead and jump in. And until next time, have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you next week for some Warzone.
See you, everyone.